I'm Moody, feeling moody. It's time for a moon message. Today's moon is the new moon in Cancer. Oof. This is a reading for July, collective, Holy Spirit. What is the collective message? Planting new seeds and waiting for the harvest. New moon in Aquarius. It's funny that this card talks about Aquarius. I think that's one of the biggest things happening in July. Aquarius moves into the sign of Gemini. Wow. This makes things very dynamic, right? In terms of revolutionizing communications, learning, media, social interactions. So expect some radical changes, major changes, especially in how people connect, how people share information and organize themselves. Aquarius is also the sign of technology, major evolution, advancement in technology. So the way that people communicate and use technology will take a big leap. Yes. And July kind of starts that off. Also, the astrology tells us that Mercury goes retrograde July 17th. And so there'll be deep reflection in terms of self-expression, self-value, self-worth, communication. Also, it will be a time for revisiting the past when Mercury is in retrograde in Leo, revisiting the past in terms of projects and ideas, anything that will lead to new insight. Also, it's a time that there could be miscommunications. Oof. And with Uranus in Gemini, it could be explosive. Ooh-wee. Saturn and Neptune are retrograde also in Aries, July 13th and 14th. Deep introspection, a lot of introspection, because even if you aren't ruled by these planets, we're all impacted by the universe at large. So, with Saturn, though, you're looking at long-term goals and responsibilities. You're looking at assessing what is truly important with regards to your foundation and getting serious about it. In Aries, and Saturn is Capricorn energy. Very serious planets. Leo season begins also July 22nd. The sun moves into Leo, bringing a face to everything, self-expression, creativity, and leadership. It's a time where you celebrate and embrace your individuality. Then there's a new moon in Leo, July 24th. Powerful time for creation, resetting intentions, personal expression. Again, very expressive month. Very expressive. And it can go either way. You know, it's very outward, in your face. Oof, okay. Full moon in Capricorn, July 10th. Yeah, there's that Saturn energy, very potent. Retrograde in Aries. But this full moon highlights your ambitions, your career, long-term goals, right? Acknowledging achievements and considering adjustments that may be needed in some areas. Venus is in Gemini and then Cancer. And Venus talks about relationships and money, promoting. It's also the relationship part, a lot of communication, because remember, Uranus enters Gemini, and it's there for a long time, over a year. And so Venus then comes in, it trines, And wow, look out for those emotional connections and feelings to be expressed. A lot of expression. And expression's about taking that action, actually doing something, planting. Actually takes action. That's what Spirit is saying. And notice how he says this every month. Every month is about growth and innovation. Every cycle, we get a new opportunity. Every month, we get a new moon. And we get a full moon, the opportunity to release so that we can embrace something more. A lot of blessings for Sagittarius, Taurus, and Capricorn. Yes, you can be blessed during a retrograde. A lot of opportunities for prosperity and positive progress, like anything you were delaying or putting off, all of that stagnant energy is removed, allowing much more expression. It could be a challenging time for Aries, Leo, and Scorpio, requiring a lot of focus on emotional management, being patient, navigating potential difficulties in relationships. With Gemini again in Uranus, it signifies major personal and deep transformations. This is not surface stuff. It's overcoming years of things that you should have gotten over, and maybe they're still lingering, but they're going to be addressed in July. Emotional focus, emotional alignment, refining your steps towards achieving your dreams. Cancer is definitely taking steps to achieve their dreams. And Virgo is very introspective, stirring up their subconscious to address things in the physical world. So a lot of spiritual crown chakra, heightened information under this Mercury retrograde too. We'll all feel that, the connection. July just emphasizes the evolution of community and aligning with supportive connections. Libra's also ruled by Venus. A lot of peace. So while everything is happening here, July is also called the buck moon. A buck as in a male deer. Right. I love the names of all of these moons. They come from Native American traditions, actually. It's an American thing. But yeah, it's called the buck moon. And of course, it's associated with growth. What did I say? Transformation, planting new seeds, and then waiting for the harvest. Every month, Spirit gives us an opportunity to let go of the past and plant some new seeds. New growth, renewal, transformation. And actually, the male deer sheds their antlers each year, and then they begin to grow new ones by the spring. And by July, these antlers are fully formed and orphaned. They're like velvet. They feel like velvet. They come in all shapes and sizes. So because they actually shed their antlers, it's a natural phenomenon. Like to totally every year, your antlers disappear and new ones are erected. Why? Because you've grown. Because the buck has transformed. It's also seen as a very spiritual connection, those antlers. It is. It's often associated with grace, beauty, and the connection to nature. symbolizing, did you know a deer symbolizes intuition? I mean, it's so interesting how everything works together for the spiritual higher purpose. Inner awareness. So we are developing much more awareness about ourselves by being connected to nature. It connects us to the spiritual realm. Shedding and regrowing antlers symbolize growth, regeneration, and of course, letting go of the old. Very graceful creatures. Deer are very graceful creatures, symbolizing the beauty of nature and the connection to the spiritual world. Intuition and higher awareness is connected to the antlers, right? The antlers are like antennas guiding one towards greater awareness and increasing their intuition, their connection with the spiritual. The stag. Now that's a word that was used for a buck, and it's associated with acting as a messenger or a gateway between dimensions. This is all this intuitive spiritual connection. And of course, the antlers, just by them being shed and regrown, that connects with this nature, the cycles of nature, death and transformation. The connection with bucks are so closely tied to the natural world and cycles of nature, and that represents the delicate balance of rhythm on earth, of cycles, of change. Just everything around us is changes, set to change. And we too, our mammals, our human nature, are on a secular cycle of change. It's important to change. And bucks are also seen as leaders. Definitely in terms of self-discovery and changes, the antlers symbolize that. And you know, for male antlers, the antlers are what attracts the female doe. Ooh, so men, look your best in July. But also, a female doe is attracted to a male buck based on the size and how their antlers look, because that determines kind of their stature in deer kingdom. Absolutely, like it mocks their intelligence, their wittiness, things that matter to a doe, especially if she is thinking about producing offspring with that deer. They size them up based on their antlers. So you could be going through a transitional phase, and during that phase you're being sized up by others, right? And it's almost like a deer, the antlers, the bigger they are, the more profound. That's like the emperor. The more mature they are, the more they have overcome challenges and successfully gotten to the other side and advanced. So Spirit says this is a time, collective, of planting new seeds and waiting for the harvest. New moon in Aquarius. Very dynamic month. What else do we need to know, Spirit? What else do we need to know? Oh. Okay. The Fool. Okay. Okay. So, the Fool is reversed, the first card. That is resistance to a change, to doing something new, to letting go of the past, to breaking old bonds, to stepping out in faith, right? And there's some fear behind there because the opposite of faith is fear, right? Fear, doubt, uncertainty. It's shadow energy that bonds you. And it's almost like it glues your feet down so you can't move. But Spirit said that's in your mind. That's in your mind. Physically, you can move. And Spirit says whether the major arcana is upright or reverse, who's in control? We know. So, yeah, there could be something that's stopping you from taking a step. The Page of Cups is at the center of the reading. Something stopping us from taking a step because it's the way we feel. Maybe we are misinterpreting something with all this planetary movement this month. But I do see by the end that you go forward. We move forward, right? Because it's a new cycle. We just came off of summer. And now July is part of still planting season, the regeneration season. Absolutely. A lot of sun, right? All of this is helping us let go of the past, challenges, tribulations. We don't even need to go over them. We all experience them. They are a part of life. Our job is to get over them and to do something new and to invest all of our time, our energy, our pentacles into something new. They will reap a harvest. Look at that. Hey, investing into something new is not easy with the Ten of Wands. We know that, and waiting. Oh, please. That's next to impossible. We're very impatient people. But Spirit's saying you have to wait for the growth. You have to wait for the cycle to complete so that the process will bring you a harvest. What else, Spirit? What else? July, the buck moon, new antlers. Nine of Pentacles. There's some fear. There's some doubt. Somebody's questioning their value, their worth. That's what's stopping you from taking this leap of faith. Well, Five of Swords. The best way to address that is head on with the Five of Swords. You got to fight whatever this mental entrapment is, because it is mental entrapment. And then I see that an ending does occur. When the world appears and the Tower, it's going to end. It's not a matter of if it will end. It's going to end. The question is when. And when, it looks like if you can't do it in the current, let go of this Ten of Wands, because you see this person is really carrying more responsibility than they need to at this time. Sometimes we shame ourselves and guilt ourselves, and that won't let us out of the negative cycle. But you got to believe that you have carried those wands far enough, long enough. It's time to put them down, put this burden down. It's time to plant new seeds. It's time to let that cycle end and for something new to come in. This is you experiencing something new with Uranus in Gemini. It starts with affirmations to ourselves, telling ourselves we're worthy of it, we're good enough. And not only that, didn't I say how we communicate to ourselves? Affirmations, that's the Eight of Wands, right? That's Spirit and ourselves recognizing our achievements today. I mean, we've gone through a lot with the Ten of Wands, no doubt, but think of all the things we've overcome. A lot. And so now our job is to let go of that shadow energy, that shadow that keeps us where we are and stops us from growing, whatever it is. Because, Spirit speaks to us through our intuition, lets us know. There you go. Didn't I say through our intuition, if we're doing right or wrong, what we need to change, what we need to do for our best interests? And then the star appears. That's when we take the time under all these retrogrades, right? During the month of July to really bring it down a notch and focus on what's important. And what's important is our ability to move on. And there's some kind of blockage for each of us that we have yet to deal with. That's why the star appears. Because once we realize what that blockage is, then we can address how we go about removing it. Justice is here. And whatever we can't do by ourselves, you have the world and the tower. God will do it for us. He will help us. Absolutely. Every step along the way. And here's the harvest, the King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. See, this is the harvest you get for doing the work. We will be abundant. Things are plentiful. Absolutely. It's about us looking up. The moon makes us look up, and it's about seeing the possibilities that exist. It's like God shows us, but he can't force us to take it. We have to take that Page of Cups step. So healing is very important. Resting, spending time in prayer in a meditative state, regenerating like the antlers, right? Shedding the past and regenerating new antlers to prepare for what's coming. We're always in a state of preparation for what's coming, or we're in a state of stagnation. There's the stagnation, the devil. And that's right where he wants us, under his thumb, unable to move, unable to see ahead, fearful of what lies ahead, thinking that we can't achieve. And we've already achieved so much. This is what Spirit is saying. What is this doubt and fear? Things begin to happen because you do get over it with the Six of Swords. Absolutely. The transformation begins. For some of us, we're already in that energy of transformation. And the objective in July is to keep that vibration up. And again, it's not easy because we're always met with challenges. Always met with challenges. Do I know all my strengths, and am I using them? When we're met with challenges, we have to know our strengths, because we all have superpowers, but it's up to us to uncover them. When we live and lead with our strengths, we are able to show up in our zone of genius. This inspires others to do the same. How can I use one of my soul's gifts today to contribute to the world? Do I know all of my strengths? And more importantly, do I use them? I think you get the hang of it. I know I get the hang of it towards the end of the month for sure. In the near future, somebody is being led with regard to these new seeds. Your passions will continually lead you to your purpose. What passions do you have? Write them down. Right. And what have you put to the side, given up on, buried? Well, it's time for that to be regenerated, brought to the forefront. It's ready to come alive. Write a list of things you feel passionate about and begin to work on them to bring them to fruition in July. Anything that you want to give life to right now, and you begin to plant the seeds for it, the harvest will be yours. Trust your soul's whispering. Yes, you're working and pursuing a dream life. You are working on becoming a higher version of you. That's our goal and objective. Tell me what's going on with love specifically. Give me some romance, angels. Let's get right down to love. When I think of love, I think of these cards. Oh my goodness. Children, planting new seeds. Some of you are pregnant, have a seed in the belly. Right, it's germinating right now. Right, your love life is being affected by children. Some of you are starting new relationships with your children in July. Right, very close bond, parent and child, siblings. Yeah, something is going on with you and children in July. Okay. Attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. This is it. Focusing on you and what makes you passionate, what makes you happy, what makes you strong, what makes you feel good, what makes you laugh. It's all in the chemistry of what makes you feel magnetic, alive, daring, adventurous, exciting. It's like all of this energy, even though you're in retrograde, a lot of retrograde energy means that you're still doing stuff. You're still planting, but you may be doing it solo. You may be planting into yourself, doing things that build you. Yes. Okay. We want to know more about love, Spirit. We want to know more about love. Oh, unrequited love. Somebody is with somebody else, maybe just to pass the time. Maybe that is what they've been unable to end with the Tower and the World card and the Fool reverse. Could be a relationship. Could be you're with somebody you don't love. Conversely, you're with somebody who doesn't love you. Oh, this cannot go on, right? Right there, that would be such a blockage. Because you're taking up space with somebody who doesn't even deserve to be with you right now. With that unrequited love, you know where Spirit is going, okay? Come on, Spirit, what do you want to say? Oh, he's like going right for it. It's time for you to take charge. Don't wait for the stars to align, to reach up and arrange them the way you want them. It's time for you to take charge of your life. There could be an ending. You always need an ending before you can have a new beginning. Right now, Spirit is saying this cycle is over. It's time for you to make a change, a rebirth. It's time for you to grow a new set of antlers. I'm telling you. Male or female, doesn't matter. Take charge. What else, Spirit? Collective. What else? Money tree. This is all the prosperity coming in. Right. See, I think you're supposed to be focusing on planting, doing you, your passions, your desires, achieving them, putting forward the action, taking those steps. And while you're focusing on that, someone is going to be focusing on you. There is a love affair. Okay. So there could be this unrequited love through a love affair at work. And you know those love affairs at work never really work out. No. They have you losing your mind because then you're wondering who knows and what they know. Your social status could be under review. See, and that's the other thing. These office love affairs bring negative attention and they impact you badly. They affect your social status. It could be seen as arrogance. A lot of Leo energy in July. Okay. But we always have a guardian angel, right? God always sends somebody to protect us and to assist us with difficulties and misfortunes. We're being told, first of all, to invite our angel guides, our spirit guides, to walk with us and talk with us. That's our protection. Let them in. Like, they can't infringe upon you, or they can't tell you what to do unless you acknowledge them and invite them in. You're being told to trust your angel guides, your guardians right now who are around you. Trying to protect these new seeds, because they definitely want you to let go of the past. You have 3 cards of endings here, right? And the objective of that ending is to bring a new beginning, a new love. Look at a new idea. Some of you, what's coming in is something pertaining to your innovative side. You're being inspired to test things, to pay attention to your dreams and your ideas that you receive now. Take action on what is coming to the forefront. Remember, I told you the subconscious is waking up your conscious. With new ideas, new people, new cycles. This is a new cycle. That's why you got to let go of all that bitterness, that hatred, that anger, that vengeance, and all of that. You can't carry anything. Fear, doubt, those shadow energies have no place when you're starting over. They're there to bring you down. You saw the devil. But see, God controls the devil too. He cannot do anything to us without asking for God's permission. Okay. Yeah. This is mind over matter. Remember, we were talking about this entrapment, this in bondage, this chain, whatever it is that keeps us connected to that. We have to have mind over matter, right? We have to change those thoughts. Like, we can't allow the thoughts of this connection to, or this pattern, or this addiction, or this obsession, or this evilness. We can't allow that to overcome us. We have to change our mind and start to lead with positive thoughts, with intellect, with logic, and thinking rationally. Yeah. Because when you're influenced by the devil, there is no rationality here. No. All right, Spirit. What else do you want to say? Let's summarize. Get planting those seeds. The divine fruit. As I work to improve and free myself, I strengthen my foundations. My intellect is light, my heart is warmth, and my soul is strength. I am nurtured by the divine sun. The fruit I bear reflects my inner light. Take charge, because you have an inner light that needs to be seen. Thanks. Until the next moon phase, namaste.